Hello. I already see people in the chat here. Hello, Frozen Lion. Hello, Tacos. I hope she's not shipping an entire house. I only have a small apartment to store an entire house. Roof tiles. Huh? Sounds like something Seiki'd dig up. So, I don't know I don't know if any of you saw the community post, but at this point I finished Sin. You can tell from the thumbnail we're probably starting Oku today, or we are starting Oku today. And the other day, around when I finished Anastasia, I managed to pull a copy of Tanaliko. So, life goal achieved. Oh yeah, also, I got Clean and Skya to a point where Cuckoo can actually loop, which has been a godsend to be able to do just a single servant loop. That said, at least for the filler fights today, I'm going to try keeping things mixed up like I normally do. Another difference that I'm going to go through with today is I'm not going to aim to beat the chapter. I'm going to go till around 3 hours. If at 3 hours I still haven't finished the chapter, we'll go ahead and call it there, and we'll come back in next time I don't have an FGO chapter I want to push through. Like, if I catch up to Olympus by the next stream, I'll hold off there and we'll play that instead, and then we'll look at Oku while I'm still getting other stuff. Zombie. Fun fact, we originally had Nzombie on the schedule for this year, but I kind of decided to put Nzombie away for a bit, just because I didn't know that Nzombie is someone we're definitely going to have more on as time goes on, and I didn't know that I wanted to do Nzombie yet. Yeah, I am not forgiven. I saw someone questioning in the community post what Aris could be. It's a bit of a 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon sort of answer. I'm not giving it away, but all right. That's not main interlude. I didn't realize how much free shit they give you as soon as you hit the Lost Alts. Like all the costumes, all of these quests. That's got a lot of stuff I can do now, and that I haven't touched yet. Hey, my Dixie Wrecked 23. Great to see you here. Wow, that's like the easiest court I've ever received in my life. In theory, this should be a much less technically fraught stream. The last stream I solved the issue of the capture card crashing, and I think this stream I might have solved the issue of the phone signal cutting out, because now I'm using an actual dongle instead of an HDMI cable. Like a really, really cheap HDMI cable. It should also be charging, so I don't need to worry about like wireless charging my phone midstream to hold off for the last bit of the stream. That's right, we're redoing Edison. Pill Rider? We've been throwing around doing him. That's all I'll say. Okay, Assassins. Oh, this is the perfect time. Okay. We'll play this a little bit dumb. I just want to have some fun. Tanaliko I have not put any skills into, so she is not going to be the most, like, a full looper this time around. She's just going to be a hit it till it dies caster, which is not necessarily how you play this. Seki reacts to Phoenix Wright. Yes. Yes, I would love to have Seki play Phoenix Wright on stream one day, but I don't know if that will ever happen. That is very much not Seki's type of game. Now, there are some strategies to Oku that involve playing it smart, making the combo fight as easy as possible to complete. We're not doing that today. We're just gonna tap away, grab free shit, and go until I win. The puns? Yeah. Yeah. They range from actually pretty clever to downright horrible. This is actually Seki's last week in Europe. I believe she's coming back next week or so. So that'll be... hopefully we'll be getting back to Wind Waker soon as well. We'll see when Seki's free to actually do it, but I would love to actually get back to that. I only thought about that because of Frozen Lions. It's a secret to everyone. Free quartz. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep spamming Tonalico for a bit. I don't need to. There are far better things I could be doing. She can't loop yet, I don't think. That's the summer dig season in archaeology, to my understanding. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, they will send your ass out in the middle of summer. Oh, I forgot that's a 20% battery for her. That's actually really good to know. Midwinter in Finland. See, but the Seki would be a lot better off in the cold. True to her Eastern European heritage, she's much better in the cold than she is dealing with the heat. Uh-oh. I ain't got any more battery. That should like be 20 to 30%. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna try critting. I haven't been doing too much on Neurofest. I played it a lot the first day. Got like the shop, all the shop stuff, collected some stuff, but I haven't gone to, like, I'm not one of those people that can ever go like 100 boxes on Neurofest. Oh yeah, Seki is so much better in the cold. She's been better in the heat recently, but I have a feeling she's never going to want to be in the heat again after Europe. What's funny is if I actually do get a farming caster in this account, it's probably just going to be Coup Caster like my NA account, because Coup Caster in this account also is NP4, so I only really need one more. I was sitting somewhere like at 13 or so. I have a hard time with Neurofests. I've only recently become pretty good at clearing the early boxes. By the way, this entire chapter, when I eventually get around to doing it in the D&D campaign for the rest of the group, this is going to be one of the more fun ones to do because I don't have to do any dungeon design. Like, none at all. The map, grab it off Atlas. The dialogue for entering different rooms, already written. It's glorious. I don't think I have the Mystic Code yet, though, so I have to be a little bit smart about this. It's good to know, though, because I actually still can pull off 2 turns with Tonoliko at that first skill, or that she has a battery besides her regular battery. So I can pull off 2 turns easily right now. I should probably switch around. That's a Lancer node. That was still an Assassin. Okay, this isn't going to be as good. This is a bad idea. Yeah, how was her stream this morning, by the way? I wasn't able to catch it, and destroyed Herc with double caster. Yeah. I rammed through Herc using double Castoria Consort Yang, or Yang Guifei. I'll go ahead and switch to using other fun stuff for the next nodes. Yeah, the foreigner class makes that fight just a lot less scary than it was when the first Nerofest, the first time it came around, or the second time it came around. Yeah, I've been hearing about the infamous heat from her. Okay, let's switch things up a bit. Instead of being that guy, let's have some fun. I also have another new servant worth playing around with. We'll switch you to someone who can help facilitate this. Switch you to you. That's just a Buster and Art, so let's see if I can't... We will switch that to the OK scope, so I can avoid having to use Scotty's battery turn 1. Where's my OK scope? There they are. I don't really need this one either. Let's switch to this. I actually should be working this one out because that has the best battery. Also, this will end up being a really good chapter for building up my Mystic Code levels. It's only been in the 90s. Being fair, she wouldn't be much happier here outside of the fact that it's not going to be as humid as it is in the Mediterranean. The temperature back here where we're at, it's been like, this last weekend it was in the hundreds. It only recently started, like today was the first day it dropped to like the mid-80s. Like overnight too, it was literally 101 high yesterday, and today it's the mid-80s. I don't know specifically what that does. NP gain, that's actually really nice. Okay. 1 round. Well, I should have used the arts buff too. First time using this servant. I am actually very happy I got this servant from the GSSR. I've been hunting Oki to alter since she first came out. Just haven't been able to get her. Ah! Oh, you're no fun. What the fuck? You asswad. Okay. I don't imagine this is a debuff clear. No. Mother father. Howdy, Justice. I haven't switched her ascension since the since I ascended her. I did actually want to switch her back to Rengoku and just forgot about it. I'll switch her back next time I decide to use her. Yeah, then. Actually, this will be good for my apple stock as well. I forgot. This is basically an event, so they just give you apples all over the place. It also... I don't think AP should be that big of a deal here either, if this is... Yeah, because all of these little rooms are like 1 AP. And unlike the regular event, you don't have to actually grind anything. So you don't have like the 40 AP grinding nodes in the middle of all this. Sorry, I'm really curious to see how this all plays out because I have not, I have really not seen much of this yet. Okay, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. Not a smart strategy. I don't care. Oh, wait, but I don't have a battery for him because they're using Black Grill on him. I got Koyanskaya. I could switch Zufu out for Koyanskaya. And switch you out for Cuckoo. And I'll just use both batteries on him turn 1. Yeah, that's why I'm not exactly expecting to finish this today. But unlike a regular Lost Belt, it should be fine if we don't finish this today. Because I can put this down and keep going on the Lost Belts on my own time for catch-up. I do want to play Olympus still with you guys, though, so I will hold off on finishing or playing through Olympus once I get to it. Oh, he's actually gonna Chuck Clayton Sky, ain't he? Okay. In retrospect, I probably could have used a Zufu missile. Bye, Koyanskaya. I kind of needed that. Whatever, I'll just stomp on it with Cuckoo. Okay, I'm only getting one of these off, so I'll do that. Chuck Koyanskaya. The dongle for this still heats up quite a bit, I'm feeling. If things go out, we'll see what happens. Let me know, chat, if the video suddenly cuts out, or if the video is cutting in and out. I don't think the video should cut out entirely this time, so it'll probably come back, but let me know if it starts cutting out on you guys. At least on my end, though, I'm noticing that the audio has been having 0 hiccups today, which is completely unusual for these, for when I'm doing this, with both previous systems I've used. So, on that hand, the dongle's working really well. Look at that useless thing. The vestigial free quest. Okay, we have Assassin and Zerky. Go for anything fun. Caster. Well, alright. It's Assassin and Zerker. I may as well keep plugging away at the... Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'll keep this. We'll see how this damage is. Kinda. I'm kinda planning to roll for summer. Not on NA. NA because my next target is actually Himiko, and Summer Kama is the best thing on the summer meta-wise, and I don't really feel strongly about anyone fan-wise except Oki to alter. But I really want Himiko. So I'm saving for Himiko right now on NA. On JP, I'm kind of rolling on Summer, but that's just because we can all predict that there's going to be an Oberon banner on Summer, and, you know, given the servants that I'm currently... Given Cuckoo and given Tanaliko here, you know, Oberon would probably be very helpful. Not that I'm expecting to have enough courts to get him. Uh-oh, did you get a message blocked? Ooh. There's not much I can do about a message block at the moment. Not without Seki here. Yeah, that's just lagging out the stream there for y'all. I could see it on the output. Yeah, all I can do is just say be careful. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to save your message if it gets caught. Oh yeah, Himiko evaded me last year when I went for her. But also, I wasn't going too hard for her because I didn't have... When she came out last year, it was either just after summer, at which point I'd only recently gained an interest in getting her. And that, or I was already in saving mode for Muramasa. Yeah, summer is always nice and like a nice. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what saving grace period means. One good quick CE doesn't. So long as that one good quick CE doesn't show up. Or challenge CE. Oh yeah, if you're not rolling for any of the summer servants, it's a good grace period. A certain kind missile that relates to continents. Ah. Yeah, I could see why YouTube chat might have blocked that. Yeah, unfortunately, just if you see a message get blocked, try to find a way to rephrase it. And maybe Seki will... If Seki ever stops by, she can clear it out. But it's so early in the morning for her right now, chances are she probably won't stop by. I mean, we already know the summer servants for the most part. Really, the only thing we don't know in summer is the welfare. Instead of going cuckoo, let's have some fun. What's a class I don't get to use very often? Assassin. Not counting, It's a servant that I haven't used much yet. Here we go. We're just gonna Oonga Boonga this. Oh, yeah. Use friends as missiles. Profit. I see a message got retracted. Was there a typo in there? A good message, Frozen Lion, if that was intentional. I'll bring it up to her. I've considered trying to get the group to watch Ironborn Consultation Room at some point, or doing something with it. But I haven't really known how to do it because it's a short series meant for Zero, and I didn't really find out about it until after we'd already done Zero on the channel. I'm actually really surprised that this year's Summer in JP is just clear Fuyuki. I did kind of think it would have been odd if they had had 2 clear Avalon Lefay events in a row, but for it being a Nasu-written event that very clearly is following up on Avalon Lefay, I'm curious to see how they're going to approach that story-wise if it's only clear Fuyuki. Is it just they don't care? But if they don't care, why did they give us the fucking glass? Why did they give us the fucking feet event as the non-Avalon Lefay required event? Or is the Avalon Lefay required event and not this summer? It just seems a little backwards to me. Not that I'm complaining, because I'm happy to not have to rush my way to Avalon Lefay. Zufu. That is true. That is true. Whatever. I'll be happy to grab whatever the welfare is going to be. Assuming there's a welfare. You never know. They could always turn around and pull a... we're just gonna, you know, drop the welfare into the friend points as a 1-star. Wouldn't that be a huge slap in the face if the welfare is a 1-star Hobbitrot who gets dropped in the friend pool? She is not AoE, so this is not going to be the single most efficient run. That would be interesting if Nasu found a way to make it stand alone. Guess I'll find out in 2 years. Actually, I'll probably find out in the next 3 weeks, because I'll be looking across the internet for every translation I can find of this event. Or at least the materials for the servants. Welfare Grimmer the Sage. Oh god. So, there's a line from Tanaliko that mentions that Satanta looks like Grimmer the Sage from when she was going on her journey. The Grimmer the Sage that she knew. Wouldn't it be funny if we got Caster Satanta? That would be the funniest possible thing they could do, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not going to go all the way up. But actually, I could get it to go all the way up. Let's go. How much damage can I do with this? It would be. No, that's what I mean. Having a... I guess they did give you the free Kasuku and Fuyuki, or if you're talking about Satanta. But it would be funny if we got Satanta as the welfare, followed by just, you know, another Satanta as another welfare. He just do 2 Satantas in a row for the welfare. Thanks for doing too much, Ilya. Hmm. Christmas, a new male Santa. I was actually really surprised when they did the first male Santa. I didn't think they'd ever do one. This is a bad idea because I'm going into a writer node with a caster, but any excuse to do some Kinoko gaming. I mean, really, you could go about Einsburn Consultation Room either way. It's just we've already done 0, so doing the 6 of them would be a very short thing to do for the channel. Oh, this works perfectly. And really what it ultimately would amount to is a glorified Knick-Knack, or not a glorified Knick-Knack explains, but a glorified Seki reacts to how the Holy Grail War works, which she kind of already did because she was sitting in the room with me as I don't know if it ever went up, but I did an explaining how what the Holy Grail War is. At least I recorded one a long time ago, and she was in there. So really, it wouldn't be too much. It would just be her reacting to some of the weird servants. Yeah. That's a 2 split. I'm gonna go back up here. Alright, we're gonna try the gong again. This time I'm going to be a little bit smarter. We're throwing Cuckoo first. Then we're throwing Koyan. A Caesar Santa with narrow as the Lancelot, so they briefly mention how much of a cool or a not good person Karya is. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work out. I don't think you have a battery. Oh, no, you do. Nah, I don't need sea stars. Double Oberon on Christmas. I'm personally hoping for the eventual how Caesar stole Christmas, or how Blackbeard stole Christmas, just something like that. I want a Grinch themed Santa. Zayd the Based. Santa Merlin. Those red tights and cheap horns. Okay, Merlin doesn't misunderstand Santa. He would never. He would absolutely be doing that on purpose to mess with you. I guess Vortigern Woodwork is that villain saves Christmas archetype. Yeah, yeah. By the way, guys, chat, well, I know Seki isn't here. I've seen a lot online about Castoria and pipe bombs. I think I might have missed something from Avalon LaFay, because I know people said it was based in the story, but I just... Maybe it was just because of some of the gaps there I didn't remember, or I missed the moment when I wasn't paying attention or something. But where does the pipe bomb thing come from with Castoria again? Hi, Sean. That's right. Vorn gave you all the channel, didn't he? Ah, okay. I need to see Oberon in more events, because I feel like an interaction between him and Shakespeare would be fucking golden. I don't think we've seen that yet. This is Assassin. Talking a lot about Santa, even though she's not max level, I may as well mess around. Shakespeare gets many cards and... Oh. Oh, your brother plays FGO, Sean? I had no idea. Ooh. Also, this isn't even my good account, to be honest. This is me cobbling together whatever I can and pulling on a few. I have like a few good characters, and no one is maxed out skilled yet. I need to see... I think Oberon might have my room lines for Shakespeare. I don't know... I'd have to review them. Oh, he plays waifu only. That makes the game a lot harder. It's like Pokemon. If you're collecting historical and mythological figures, and maybe a third of them are gender bent into waifus. I don't know that anyone would believe that Oberon is actually a Santa, though. That just seems like no one would believe that. Thanks for popping in, Sean. Bye. Oberon's line, Dear William Shakespeare, thankful you for your wondrous script. I'll treasure all my life. I'd like to take it home, or take it with me to the grave. Oh, you mean like how the two T.H.Es got separated in that one Christmas? Wait, what got blocked for you? Was it more of the line, or was there... Oh! I forgot he has a separate line known as Vortigern. Oh dear God, I wonder what that line was to get, like, for YouTube to say no. I wonder if I can... Hang on, I hope I don't accidentally block anybody. I shouldn't. I might be able to pull off being able to unblock people. Well, in theory, I should be able to unblock them from here, but I can't. Yes, yes, I figured that when I saw the word poop. Nah, I won't be able to unblock it. We'll use the nun. All right. Nuke the front line here. Yeah. Yeah, Kiara did get a lot less popular in only a single day. That might be the single funniest thing I've seen happen in the general Type Moon sphere was Kiara's sudden drop in the polls. It's been interesting replaying all the, even the Lost Belt content with newer units and seeing just how badly power creep has ruined the difficulty of some of them. Like, the pure fact that you're not forced into Scott E if you want to use looping support now makes a lot of earlier fights just a whole lot easier. And like, even Anastasia and Goddard-Damarung are easier because you're not forced to... Your only option isn't Merlin for support. Well, it was always implied that something like that happened. But I think that was the first time that it was outright stated, and there just wasn't defending that. Oh, Frozen Lion. It's spoilers for the Seraph manga in for FGO. I don't necessarily want to say it here in case people want to go read it or at least look up the panel for themselves online. But it involves Emiya Alter's backstory. Like, we actually have a good depiction of his backstory now somewhere to read. And yeah, it's fucked up. Kiara did what no other Fate villain could do. She broke Shiro. Do I have another lantern? I can, yeah. We'll keep poking around at this floor. Just because I like combing through all the floors. Okay, but Shiro's already very broken, but like, usually, well, he starts more bent than broken. Even Emiya, like, regular Emiya has a goal, even if that is to commit, like, quantum suicide. Normally, it's rare you have Shiro be broken to a point where he just kind of loses his sense of self altogether. Like, even Emiya is, once you get him in FGO, he is at least, like, you can still see Shiro in him. You don't see that with Emiya Alter at all. This feels like overkill. Like, I can't help but feel what I'm doing is deeply morally wrong. Well, yeah, he's chill by then, but I'd say even in Fate Stay Night, you see some of Emiya's chill when he's around Rin early on. Like, he's still a dickwad early on. But also, if I'm remembering my visual novel right, he still had some snark in him. It's like it's the first time I've ever seen Type Moon with all of its fucked up people. It's like the first time I've seen the fan base come together to a character who was relatively popular and just cancel her. Like, they canceled a fictional character. Yeah. Suddenly Han seems like a fitting punishment for her. Have some fun with the servant that I don't get to use very often. And her stocks went up to the moon. The sudden appearance of level 120, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 Andersons has shocked the Type Moon community. I don't actually know what this does. NP gain up, wonderful. I think I said that last time, too. She never gets the sequel. Oh, I forgot to switch Rengoku in again. At least you got to hear him. God, she's so efficient at looping. Like right there, that's another loop. I might even still have some of I think I still have the Mystic Code battery too, and her own battery. I thought they finished translating CCC and they were just, now it was just a matter of actually patching the dialogue and formatting it for the game. We'll do more Tonolico. First off, though, before I forget, do I want number 2 or number 1? We'll go number 1. I like the hoodie on Rengoku. But also I'm switching you out for Tonoliko, you out for Koyan. Save Tiger Evil Witch. I mean, I could be wrong about that. I still haven't gone, like, really deep dived into CCC. I'm really waiting for that translation to be done. And I also want to play Fate Extra first, which more and more it's looking like my first time playing is going to be with the original and not the remake. Which originally I was planning to wait until the remake and maybe go back to the original later. But... Ah... Thank you. I really appreciate you. You are freaking wonderful. Okay. Lines. Yeah, I guess it would be. It is more just like switching out words in a Word document. I assume they even have to play test it to make sure that there's no visual errors in the text boxes, or that it doesn't accidentally. They don't tie any of the code to the specific word. If I did Fate Extra, it would be a stream, like the original Fate Extra. I'd probably like rig something up on my Steam Deck, do a test stream to see if how the emulator worked while I was streaming on the Steam Deck, and play it on there. If it doesn't work, then we'll see what I do at that point. I might try to stream it if it ever releases ever in the US, but that would depend on how willing I am to lug my PS5 out of one room and into the other, or if they do a Switch release, which is much easier to make work. This place had 5 floors, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, I believe it is 5 floors. We'll probably end up getting at least through 2, maybe 2.5 today. I just want to keep using Tonoliko. You know, I don't know which route I'm choosing. I do like all 3 of the characters there. If you had asked me, like, 3 years ago, it would have been Nameless. No question. But these days, I'm also a pretty big Tomo fan, and Nero... I have a lot more appreciation for Nero than I used to. If they ever did a Fate Extra, like a re-release of the original, that would be awesome. Like, really awesome. Wow, that was very fortunate. Alright, thank you for coming, Frozen Lion. I will be sure to remind Seki not to ship too many roof tiles in one box or else you'll get caught in customs. Night Lion. Oh, wait, no, you're saying Night the Frozen Lion. Yes, they did announce a Fate Extra remake. That was years ago now, and the thing seems to be in development hell for one reason or another. I believe the last time they spoke on it, it was that they were trying to find a publisher for the game, which maybe it's like a Samurai Remnant sort of deal where they want the game to release multi-platform, whereas they could easily get it released published through Sony, I'd imagine, since Aniplex owns them, but then it'd be a PS5 exclusive or a PS4 exclusive. I mean, they're never going to say it's been canned if it hasn't been canned. It is in development. It's just in development hell. My favorite theory, like the one that would make it all worth it, is if something like it came out that it's in development hell just because Nasu doesn't know, like Nasu keeps expanding the scope of it or something. That'd be hilarious and the single most Nasu thing to ever happen. But at the same time, I'm not incredibly hopeful we're gonna hear anything more on it anytime soon. I think if we're gonna find out anything more about it, we're not gonna find out more until New Year's. New Year's could be the next trailer, I think. At least not until Samurai Remnant comes out. Which they've been doing a fun job marketing Samurai Remnant. They were saying the game was going to be, or at least one outlet was saying the game is about 50 hours for main story playthrough and 100 hours for completion. That could mean two things. Either the game is really expansive and it will be really awesome, or the game is going to be your usual Warriors grind fest and it'll be painful to complete. I'm hoping it's the former. Now, that's Sega's arcade division. That's always been a bit of a different sort of split. Also, it might seem counterintuitive, but Fate Extra always was kind of released in the era where it seemed like I know some people have accused it of being a Persona clone, and it's not. It's not a Persona clone. Persona plays much better than Fate Extra, from what I understand. But that could be a part of it. Sega doesn't want to publish what could be viewed as a rival RPG to their own. I don't know. That's like my unfounded speculation there. Probably no foundation in reality whatsoever. Yeah, Bandai Namco is kind of the easiest one to publish anime games through. And Persona 3 Portable? Yeah, I'd agree to that. That it does look better than Persona 3 Portable. But Persona 3 Portable wasn't exactly what it was being compared to. It was most likely being compared to just Persona 3 or Persona 4. Well, it was going to be an easy fight. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a reason why Sega wouldn't want... Or not Sega, Type Moon wouldn't want that Switch money. Yeah, I don't have enough battery to go 3 rounds right now as it is. Cool, I've started unlocking the busted skills now. Unfortunately, I think I lose my battery because of that. Not much changes to the story depending on who you pick. Oh yeah, I knew that. I know that. I know there's a different route split that does change things, but servant choice is not one of them. Bazaka! Literally the wrong foreigner to use with Van Gogh, but here I am. What else I want to use here? Oh wait, no. Not you. Not here, at least. I don't know what the scene is specifically for the exclusive female Hakuno scene and Nameless scene, but I do know the fact that if you play as female Hakuno, you're completely able to either... I don't know what their relationship is, but either female Hakuno is rising up Emiya or Emiya is rising up female Hakuno. Either way, it is completely within character.
この星の上にいる限り隠れることはできません。みんな地球は綺麗ですよ。
Pitched and planned by the director during... That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense if it was planned from the beginning to do CCC. I've seen CCC and Fate Extra pitched as the as sort of a... I think it's literally supposed to be a near and far side sort of thing, where it's like the two separate types of routes. That's why I'm curious to see if they'll... if the extra record is going to be just Fate Extra, or if they'll try to incorporate CCC into it as well. I imagine it... Well, the more years that thing is spent in development, the more I feel it's likely to include CCC. But it also might not. I'm not expecting it to. To heck with it. Any other casters worth using? It's Surky, but nah. I just like using Tunnelico. Ah. So they were like, let's just do more. And they ran with it. I have heard that back when Fate Stay Night came out, Sakura wasn't as popular as she is today, even though she sort of had the big magnum opus route of the visual novel. And now we have 20 of them. Actually, because the extra games both had a lot of cut content, to my knowledge, including Extra CCC. If they're doing a remake of Extra, or later on if they do Extra CCC standalone, I wonder if they would ever consider restoring some of that content the same way, how they're planning on restoring the is it Satsuki from Tsukihime? They're planning on restoring her route in the Far Side remake. Yeah. I absolutely found it amusing when the other day the news that Nasu had a wife kind of broke Type Moon Twitter. Yeah. Well, no, because we don't have the content, the prototype at all as the content yet. We have Fate prototype fragments, prequel to the cut content, the content. BB's cutie from Baton Coliseum. Jesus Christ, Kanoko. No, God, that's a lot of options. Running away. I found it interesting recently when I thought about it, and I was like, hey, we've been in part 2 of FGO at this point longer than really part 1 was even out. Part 1 and 1.5 put together, and it's been over at this point. What? Now it's been over half the life of the game, because I think Anniversary 3 was the first one in part 2. Maybe Anniversary 4, and we're on Anniversary 8 now. The first protagonist and anything so I can see any talk about him at all. Oh, that's an MP battery. Yeah, that's a C-Star bomb, which I will take. Oh, does Fate Extra have a fake first protagonist? I never knew that. It's time for more Kanoko. The Kanoko intensifies. Oh, man. So yeah, don't all caps. Sorry guys, if Seki were around, I would 100% make sure y'all weren't getting timed out or getting your messages blocked. But oof. This is why I need a co-pilot when I'm here. Look, if you can't Kanoko Gaming in all caps, I will Kanoko Gaming in all caps. What's YouTube gonna do? Time my own channel out? And we're just gonna believe pin that. There we go. Now we always have Kanoko Gaming. And let's see. Someone different who I haven't been spamming today. Who's Satanta? I mean, there's a lot of him today. Cuckoo will be fine. It's fine. Hey, free quartz. Everything still seems to be running fine on my end, at least. Alright. Thanks for dropping by, Justice. We'll drop one of these. I'm not expecting to go too long today, so hopefully this will carry me through the rest. Try something fun. Just because I can in this chapter. monkey.
まっすぐに容赦なく好き放題扱ってあげましょう時代の一瞬感じますか
うまいと考
お参りしていきます
Yeah, we'll try to get you all the way to 100.
扱ってあげましょう幸福広告天体観空飛行士人類反省新山幽谷経典道中改ざん名号天神地これぞ列強あら揺らし無との鳴き声矢をよろずのノリとなり
Alright, this'll kill.
祭壇がないのならこうして自分で作るまでです覚悟してくださいねキュキューカ
Oh yeah, that killed.
次の戦場に案内してくださいまだまだ打ち足りません
I should be finally approaching the end of the first floor. Didn't expect this first floor to take as long as it did. I feel like I remember them only taking like an hour a pop, but it took a full hour and a half. Yeah, that'd be pretty easy. I just need to go for 2 rounds.
指だけではご用件に着実に白亜の城に集いしは清廉なりし無双の騎士胸躍る幻想を鳥はつぶらんメモリー・オブ・ロンギニウムイノベーション始めます皆さん火薬の匂い手の指だけではありませんねご用件もちろん白亜の城に集いしは清廉なりし無双の騎士胸躍る幻想を鳥はつぶらんメモリー・オブ・ロンギニウム無事終わりました
Do 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 do. Boom, 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 boom. That's the problem, isn't it? Like, the NP of Tonalico is horrifying, but with Morgan, you're already past that point. Caster, okay. I don't really have a writer that's compatible with either Arts or Buster, I don't think. So I'm gonna have to do some quick shenaniganery. I got Medusa, I guess. Not leveled, though. We'll just do Kentucky, Zufu, Scotty. Yeah, I think this is just one boss, not a wave.
こういうこともできる。なんで
Meruze. Which way, Caldan Master? Cutie with Saberface with PTSD? Cool and cute? Saberface with PTSD. Or local tyrant on vacation mode?
何か踏んでしまったかな。
I was hearing somewhere that they held on to Tonalico's new design so that they wouldn't spoil NA, and that's why they waited basically till NA conveniently finished up Avalon the Fae to release her. Speaking of, I know it was weeks ago now, but can I just comment how thoroughly disappointing the NA stream was? Besides there's the English Memorial movie, which is cool, but like, you know, I'd almost prefer if they just did it at a different time than the JP stream. Like if they had done it during better NA hours, because they were streaming during the NA hour during like as early as 6 p.m. Pacific time in JP. So why not cut off one of the middle streams that crossover audiences wouldn't necessarily care as much about, and do the NA news panel instead of doing it at the same time as the JP panel? If they weren't, because it seemed like they were going to do a live translation of the JP panel, and they didn't. It would have been just much. I think it would have been much better to have like their own mini thing there where they showed off the con as part of the stream and then did the NA news. That would have been pretty cool, but instead they did it at the same time as the JP thing, which really it overshadowed the announcement of NeuroFest. It overshadowed everything about the NA stream. It was a little bit weird and a little bit disappointing that they did it that way. Yeah, that was funny when they when I was watching the JP stream. I would occasionally turn on the volume for Albert, and I'm like, Albert, that's a spoiler. That said, spinning your Alway might be the funniest thing I've ever seen, you know, and spinning Karna and spinning Mash. NA got what I expected out of an NA stream. Like, I don't think as an NA stream it was that much worse than any other NA stream. Like, they announced an exclusive banner. They had some fun interviews with the cast. For like a little NA, this is to celebrate FGO JP's anniversary, or FGO's anniversary in general. Basically a Type Moon holiday right there. It makes sense. Like, I don't mind NA doing a little stream and showing off the convention ground or the festival ground. It was just kind of stupid to do it at the same time as the JP panel and build up that expectation. Yeah, they could have also just done a yeah, I don't know. The NA thing just felt really poorly planned. I'm not even mad that they didn't announce, like, NA is getting this thing early, or NA is doing... By the way, I don't even want the NA catch-up, by the way. But NA is catching up, or NA is free court celebration. I don't mind that they didn't do that. I think showing off the convention ground to NA audiences with an official NA stream, that's actually cool in and of itself. I just kind of wish it was planned out a little better in a way that didn't make it so that any NA viewers that actually cared about FGO JP enough to stay up that late were just going to watch the JP stream anyways. If they weren't going to do like a live translation of the JP stream, which I understand why they didn't. But yeah, a trailer for the Tsukuhime NA release would have also been pretty cool. I'm not really mad about the content so much, though. I'm more so mad about the general promotion of it and the timing of it. That said, I did call that it was Albert's master plan to foil our Clairvoyance EX, run a different stream with different information at the same time as the stream to announce other information. Clairvoyance EX foiled again. It might have been a corporate thing. I'm really not sure. Actually, admittedly, I found the stuff that they had with some of the other Aniplex employees before Albert actually more fun than the stuff with Albert, because they were basically going over the convention ground at the same time that JP was running a very similar thing on their end, going over the convention ground using Pecora and another person that was actually on the grounds. It was a similar thing going on there and showing off the merch. That made sense timed to that, and the Aniplex employees actually had some decent, like, charisma when talking about FGO. Like, Albert's great. I love Albert. Sometimes his dry delivery on things is funny, or his, like, the jank of an Albert announcement or an Albert stream. That can be charming. But, like, I would almost love to see Aniplex, if they're gonna have, like, more discussion-based content, do it with, maybe get Albert in along with another, with someone like one of the Aniplex employees they had for the earlier section, because they were really, really good at just kind of keeping that flow going, having that charisma. Like, I don't hate the idea of what NA did at all. I just think it could have been done a hell of a lot better. And maybe not throwing the community into speculation for, like, a week or two that NA might be going the way of the dodo. Yeah, that was so weird. Like, it would have been so much easier if Albert was in the know about what was coming, which he probably should be if they're doing an official event and it's all under Lysangle. Like, even NA is still organized under Lysangle. Like, Albert should have probably been in the know for what he could and couldn't show if they don't want him spoiling. And they maybe could have worked with the big presentation for the stuff Albert was going to be showing, and just, you know, actually mirror streamed it, instead of like, oh, just pull it up on another monitor. That was so jank. That was, I'm trying to avoid YouTube copyright, like, or Twitch copyright, like, fan translator jank, which Albert didn't even really translate, so it was so weird. I mean, yeah, but if I hadn't watched the Pecora stuff the day before, I feel like some of the stuff they were going over would have been a little bit more interesting to me. I still felt like they at least had a screen presence, which I love Albert, he just does not have. It just felt like it needed to be, as a whole, planned out a lot better. And honestly, I feel like Stream Jank has really defined the announcements for FGO and A lately. Yeah. It feels like Aniplex isn't really giving them any time to plan these streams out at all, and they're only doing them out of a sense of obligation. Because I'm thinking back to the first, like, all of the streams we've had since sort of coming out of that COVID pre-recording sort of thing, because the pre-recorded COVID streams were actually really good. We had some fun stuff in there. Like, there were interviews with JP where Albert showed some of the behind the scenes for how they went about translating stuff. That was really cool to see on stream. Or not on stream, but on the pre-recorded video. And that's the kind of thing you could only do there when you're not dealing with having to live translate everything. When you shift into the stream space, though, it seems like every stream they have done fewer sort of presentations, which has killed some hype on a lot of stuff. And B, it seems like the streams they do end up doing are always, like, short for time. They're always like, oh, we're running out of time, like, halfway into their announcements, and they start speeding through everything. Or they'll, my favorite is still during the anniversary for NA when they announced Tsukuhime, but they went so over time at the celebration, or that that Anime Expo cut them off in the middle of one of the biggest Type Moon announcements. And Aniplex didn't really have the foresight to make a social media announcement of it either. I don't know. Yeah, no, they've really been dropping the ball on these streams lately. I wish they'd just go back to the pre-recorded videos. Or figure something out, because what they're doing right now isn't working stream-wise. It's awful, because I know Albert and Aniplex of America can deliver good announcement. Maybe not streams, but they're... Again, I still go back to that Yuga Kshetra release announcement. That was a really fun stream. A really fun announcement video. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yeah. Well, that's the problem with translators. I don't want to say what I do for work, but I do actually work with translators for work, and because I make phone calls. And the phone calls I make out for my day job, they're like 5-minute phone calls at most, but as soon as I get a translator involved, that doubles, or it can even triple the amount of time I'm on the phone with, depending on how complicated the conversation gets. That's the problem with working with translators, and that's kind of why pre-recorded video was so good for FGO, because you could just subtitle it, or you could have audio translations over lowered. You could have like lowered audio dubbed over translations. That kind of stuff works, but when you're trying to fit that much information or like fun little interviews and games into a panel setting, it really, like, you really have to plan for that time a lot better than they have been. It just feels like they're doing a replica of the JP streams. And the JP streams are pretty charming, but they have a lot more... The JP streams, for one, have a lot more production value put into them. And for another, they're just... Because you're not having to deal with that translator, at least not on the official side, they just flow a lot better. It feels a little bit more natural. Well, I can kind of see why. I kind of understand why they're embellishing the JPVA speeches. Albert and the Aniplex crew, they're not just translators, they're localizers. You need to really get certain tones down, I'd imagine, when translating. And so the approach they would typically take to translating would probably be a little bit more flowery, just because that's going to get the point across more, which isn't really what you want to be doing for live translations. Oh, yeah. Because he probably is speaking a little bit more over the top. What would I... yeah, I don't... I have to wonder if there's a middle ground somewhere in there with how they're doing it now versus what it should be. What Summer 8 is about? I mean, probably going to be a pseudo-sequel to Avalon the Fae. I don't know. I just have that very sneaking suspicion for no clear reason, you know? Then again, though, it's not just Avalon the Fae stuff in there. You do have, like, the fun curveball of Summer Chloe, whose design I like, at least for this first Ascension. And, Summer, was it... Tomoe Gozen. Yeah, Summer Tomoe... No, not Tomoe Gozen. Suzuka Gozen. Summer Suzuka. Their designs I actually really like. I'm happy to see them get summer forms. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of hilarious if we go back to writing doujins, but because that's kind of what the Servant Summerfest was in the original setup, was that it was a recurring event where it was a doujin competition. That said, I don't want it to be the same exact thing again, because I really hated the gameplay of that event, like, with a passion. Oh, you think we might be on the customer side of buying the doujins? Maybe. That'd be fun. Yeah. Do the floors in Oku get bigger or smaller as you go up and down? I can't remember. I feel like they get bigger, but I could also be misremembering that. Thank you, Tacos. That's a man. That's a man in that room. I suddenly wish I could remember what that said. Ah, this looks annoying. I am just going to get Cuckoo out here to go punch this thing. Nope, nope, not yet. I don't really need it, but we're gonna hit these things and hit them hard. Gyaru Tan Mash. Would Seki hate me if I dropped that hint? Nah, I think that should be fine. It'll even give you guys a little bit of a window here. So, for those that showed up to the big one, the big stream a while back, you probably suspect that the roundtable is coming up, which may or may not be true. It's true. And just after the roundtable will be our Halloween stuff, so that gives you an idea of when our roundtable video is releasing. But in the October month, when we usually do all of our Halloween stuff and the spooky, the monstery stuff, we actually have at least one, if not more, videos that will not contain any FGO animation. Or not contain any FGO NPs or any FGO playable servants. So it's going to be a little bit experimental. We're going to have to see how that works. I don't know how those videos are going to come out yet. Proportionally small gun. Go here. That said, I will also say that October, despite the fact that those two will probably end up just a bit shorter than our usual fare, October will have one of our longer videos as well, and this was not intentional originally. It just ended up being that way, and it kind of works, but also we're just getting done with the roundtable. We really didn't want that many long videos after that. You know, I'm not going to lie, I don't really have a strategy for going to Kama eventually. I'm kind of hoping that by the time I get to Kama, or make it all the way down to Kama, that I have my caster setup is a little bit better. Maybe I'll see if I can make Tanaliko higher in skill levels by then. It'll probably be a bit, because I have a feeling I'll be hitting Olympus, and I'll be taking a break from Oku to do some Olympus instead. The Halloween special on our channel is usually us just focusing on monsters or monstery or monster adjacent servants and packing as many of them into the month as we can. This is something we've been doing since basically our first year. Like literally the second ever Seki Reacts was the beginning of that. Or our first year doing Seki Reacts. We always try to aim to get at least one in a week during October. So you'll be getting like first week of October, you're on second week, third week, fourth week, all the way up to the end of the month. So you should be getting 4 reacts in October. And that's kind of how we do a Halloween thing. I'm not going to say where Arc is, but I will say I do have a plan for Arc, and Arc is currently in the nearer future than farther. Batman, no. I assume you're talking about Camazot's Arc Rogue? Honestly, if I gave you guys the outline for... Because we do have an outline all the way for like 3 years of Seki Reacts. Any servant you're guessing now is somewhere on that 3-year schedule, more than likely. We're actually a bit worried that we're going to run out of stuff after we get through, not next year, but the year after, and maybe the year after. We're going to be really scraping the bottom of the barrel, so we're... Sometime eventually we'll be beginning to make a push to see if we can get other content that we can do as recurring as Seki Reacts. So hopefully targeting sort of the same kind of vibe, even if it's not another Reacts. Disappointed Nito update was done already because her altar is very mummy looking. Do you mean you're disappointed we already did the Nitocris? Because I believe Nitocris, she got addendummed for the Reacts. Like, we caught her just before the Nitocris Reacts went up altogether. I could be wrong on that, though. It's been a hot minute, after all. Yeah, I just need to stop these things. I will switch out of doing Cuckoo in a minute. But these multi-class nodes, I don't like them. Oh yeah, no, they are going to give us quite a bit of content for a while. I'm kind of hoping we get plenty of stuff like from the ancillary of Fate, from other properties that I can bring in. That's part of why we're trying some not an FGO Reacts this October, just because being able to do servants that aren't as meaty, that aren't in FGO yet, is helpful. Hey, SecMod is here. Sek, we have a few people who've been getting stuck in message blocked jail. I don't know if they're still on the pending list, but if you want to help them, that would be greatly appreciated. I mean, for me, Seki, it is the opposite of morning, so it's been a great evening. I had Papa Murphy's. I had the Murphs.
共に生きる同胞なれば我
Yeah, Richard will be a fun one when we can eventually get around to him.
次の戦場に案内してください。まだまだ打ち足りません。
How's my phone's battery doing? I'm maintaining a consistent battery. That's good to know. Writers, okay. It's that time again. Ugh. Oh, it's you again. I'm gonna...
ダメ？面倒面倒。知らせん。禁断の呪詛。これ毒です。どこで見てもやってやる。もちろんシロコは仲良い人はやめるわけだ。質問だぞ。今回はうまくいきました。
Yeah, there's still plenty of this dungeon left. That said, my mat stores appreciate all the free loot. I always love this event for how much just random items it gave you. Saber. I don't really have any archers. I need to really level some of those. I got Nobu. That's Nobu. Got a rash. That's a bad idea. Alright, best Archer Draco time. We'll just outfit you with, yeah, you figure so I could use you for some stuff. Outfit you with, no, not Demonic Bodhisattva. Black Grail. And we'll give this a shot. Maybe I'm lucky and it's just a single, boss and not a farming node. Hey look, it's a single boss and not a farming node. Unfortunately, Draco's not going to be nearly as good as I'd like her to be. Oh wait, but I don't have the full 100% on this. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, I can still make this work.
欲望の熱は止まらぬ。やります。やります。望みを声にせよ。不老も不死も人の究極願念。故にこれなるは不老不死の契約なり。ここで待ってそこだな。聞かぬ。人を喜ばせる。あれがいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラインドスカイバーン。見るがよい。貴様らの繁栄の火だ。欲望に空を決めた流星のきらめきである。次の空をここに。まだまだ食べ足りぬぞ。
It would be nice if Lost Iron releases were as consistent as Elmo Way is. Unfortunately, I can't really read it because the translation didn't appear to be very far along last I saw, and it doesn't look like it's making that much progress for fan translation. So there's not much I can... I don't know much about it at this point. Oh yeah, from what I do know about it, it looks really cool. Bit unfortunate. I think all of the major translations that Adventures of Lord Elmoy seems to be on hiatus until at least September. Requiem's kind of been on hiatus for a while. And then it looks like a recent... I don't know what's going on, but the translator that does prototype fragments in Lost Iron hasn't made a lot of progress lately on either. So it just seems like all of the major translations for the light novels are just kind of slowing down. On the reverse side, I did see that someone picked up the extra translation again for the extra manga, which is nice because I started trying to read it a while back, but then I noticed that it dropped off after chapter 14 and never got picked up again. So I'm happy to see that it's coming back. Because I wanted to read the extra manga before going and reading Foxtail. Or, at the very least, I could have done it and then gone into CCC or something. Yeah, the extra manga. It was basically a dead translation for a long time. Finished series in Japan, dead translation in America. Oh, that's cool. I would love to read the... I'd love to eventually end up reading the Garden of Sinners or Kara no Kyokai light novels myself. I haven't looked into it too much, but I know a few of them are radically different from the movie. Like, the most panned critically movie, the movie, is it 6? Yeah, 6. Movie 6, which people seem to not... I don't mind it, but most people don't seem to like it. From my understanding, it's very different than the light novel, so I've been curious to read that one especially. I also figured it'd probably be, for as much as I rail on it, I should probably actually read the light novel of the light novel part that the first movie was adapted from. Because I'd be curious to see if its problems are from the light novel or if it's just from the if it was maybe just not a spectacular adaptation. I don't know if it was critically panned, but everyone I see talk about it like really doesn't like it, and I can kind of see why. It is, even though I know it's not, when you're watching it, it does feel like the most fillery of the movies for where it's at. Especially because it sort of sits between movie 5, which in my opinion is the best of Garden of Sinners, and movie 7, which is, at least, it is a very gripping finale, I'll say. It sits between those two, so it's kind of in an awkward spot for where it is. I see why people don't like that one. I'm curious to see if that's maybe something solved by the light novels. Oh no, for the poor adaptation, I just didn't... I'm curious about movie 1. Movie 6, Movie 6, I do think that the main character is actually probably the worst part about it. Paradoxical Spire is so good. It is one of my favorite anime movies, even on its own. Just because of it's very experimental. The writers seem to have fun. The animators seem to have fun. The soundtrack goes hard. It's got the best action in the series. Oh, Paradoxical Spire is so good. I'm not going to spoil it because I know Seki's in the chat, but there was a moment that when I was watching it with my brother was like, wait, that doesn't work that way. And then it actually ended up being a plot point in the movie, and it's like, oh, wow. What, Paradoxical Spire or movie 6? I mean, I'm curious to see their reactions for Paradoxical Spire, but I also think Paradoxical Spire might be the... Out of all the Garden of Sinners movie, it's probably the one that I feel like... Well... Seki doesn't particularly like that style of storytelling, so that might grate on her, but... I don't know that the movie 5 would be that controversial. Movie 7's the one I think that's controversial. Alright, good luck digging pits, Seki. Alright, Seki's gone. Anything, is there anything in particular you're... Alright, nope, Seki's still here, hang on.
こうしますか？
Trenches are the pits.
それでこそ私のマスターかと。
All right, now I think Seki is gone. Is there something specific about Paradoxical Spire that you're interested to see the club's reactions to? I generally know their tastes pretty well at this point, so I'd be curious. I'm curious to what you're thinking here. Cool, another opportunity to use my GSSR. The biggest thing I'm missing from my NA account right now are some of my NA account CEs. Like, I really miss having Magical Girl Sapphire where everything refunds me.
行きます。煉獄。さあ、どこまでも一緒だ。いや、逃げないぞ。そうですか。なんだよ、なんだよ。知らせ。なんだよ、煉獄の秘めた力を見せしそうです。よく見えます。おかげさまでね。こういうこともできる。いいや、ここは任せよ。祈りをつなぐ。人をつなぐ。
Really? I'm actually a little concerned about... So, I'm less concerned about the club for Paradoxical Spire as I am a Study in Murder Part B. Because that movie gets downright uncomfortable at times, which I don't know will sit well with most, if not all, of the club. Yeah, with Paradoxical Spire, the non-chronology, that doesn't bother me, and I don't think it bothers Seki and Vorn. Seki might have a problem, because Seki really doesn't like that non-chronological storytelling sort of approach. But yeah, no, I think... Of the movies, the one that's going to be the most controversial with the club, if I ever get around to it, is hesitant to actually show them. Just because it gets so dark, it's so uncomfortable, it's almost torture porn, I would even say. And it gets a little bit gross towards the end. Like, I understand the narrative purpose of it, but it's still a little bit like seeing it on screens like, ugh. Yeah. That's kind of why I haven't been rushing through the Garden of Sinners movies. Why I've kind of stalled out at Remaining Sense of Pain. I do still have Paradoxical Spire and Hollow Shrine, was it? Hollow Shrine? I think that was Hollow Shrine. They are together in the hat right now to come out eventually. Movie 7's just the one. Movie 7 is just... It's the one where I'm like... Maybe I could take a while to get there. Super weed. Yes, movie 7 and 8 would be together. I don't know about movie 6. Movie 6 might literally be standalone as just kind of a filler thing, or I might just couple it with 7 and 8 just to kill some of the downtime. I'm not sure. But yeah, if we ever get to 7, it will be together with 8. That said, I have a little bit of a controversial take on 8. I don't think... I see how 8 worked in a book format. In a movie format, it's kind of just an exposition dump. Like, it has a lot of lore and thematic significance. But from a movie visual storytelling standpoint, it is really, really boring. Like, my reaction to the anime version of it is could have been an email or could have been on the wiki. Like, I get largely the same reaction to it watching it as I do reading the wiki, and I feel like I would have enjoyed it a little bit more in the book. Because in the book, it feels a little bit more like an afterword. In the movie, it's the fact that you're watching it, and it probably would help even more if it wasn't in if it was like in English or something. That might help it a little bit. But just reading it, seeing it just flash between the same 3 or 4 camera angles, it's a little bit repetitive. But that's a bit of a hot take. I understand a lot of people do like movie 8, so I don't knock them that. I see why people like it. It's just, I think it maybe was a little bit too literally adapted. For me, it's kind of like the opposite of the 3 Recalled from Summer movies, where movie 8 is like all substance, no style, whereas the Recalled from Summer movies are beautifully animated. They're like oozing with style, and you can see sort of that Fate Zero Unlimited Blade Works style that Ufotable sort of adopted in there, because I think they came out after Zero but before Unlimited Budget Works, might even be after that one, but you could see some of the style in there. Beautiful movies. They've got the thematic depth of a puddle. Yeah, no, it's nice to see some of the epilogue sections, I think. It just seems like, for movie audiences, it probably would have flowed better if it was condensed just a tiny bit. Like, I almost think it should have been condensed, put into movie 7, and sort of played off while the end credits were rolling, kind of thing. Like, yeah, the end credits going while that scene is playing out instead of like a full song. Normally it was a exclusive for the Blu-ray and then later for the streaming release, but it just flows a little weirdly. I'm also no stranger to having my own hot takes on Type Moon content, though. I think the hotter take I have is that Solomon is kind of a bad chapter. Like, I love the climax of Solomon, but the actual chapter itself is just the same thing repeated ad nauseum. Nostris and 7 was in theaters to help promote it. Interesting. Like the book? I guess that makes sense then. That's some context I didn't know about. Like the novelized version. Because Nasu has done that before. Like, I know Garden of Avalanche, a lot of Fate fans really, really love. Or not a lot of Fate, a lot of Saber fans. That was released during the tie-in with Unlimited Blade Works anime. Ugh, Assassin and Saber. I won't be happy until there's a servant that has advantage against every type of servant in the game. Because when I see a like multi-nodes like this, I just want to go like, no, don't feel like hitting this for neutral damage. I'm just going to NP it with neutral damage to kill it. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the Part 2 climax doesn't fall into sort of that trap. I feel like the part like Solomon probably played a lot better when you were doing it as raids, because the time you spent in between those cutscenes was probably a lot greater. Or you weren't just knocking him out one after another, after another, after another. No, you saw it and then you played a raid for like 20 hours and you jumped between the raids after you had enough of one. It probably flowed a lot better as a raid event than it does as a story chapter. That much I actually can acknowledge.
得意とやです。
Ooh. Hi, Spam.
覚悟してくださいね。できるか。人間の火力ではどうあっても私には及びません。おとなしく我が社に入り、いいね。
Spit out of my chair. Alright, the hope is that I can at least get through floor 2 here before I hit 9. Because I am making it a hard cutoff for myself at 9. Just because it's probably not good for me to be up till God knows how late at night doing one chapter. Floors get bigger and bigger up to the final floor, which is roughly the same size for floor 1. Okay. Oh, Saber, okay. No good archers, so I'm going to have to once again use the best archer, Draco. With a black grill. Ooh. Of course, I don't have NP on the first turn, so we will... %7% also will not get me to another NP level, so we're just going to kill things. Hang on, I see a couple messages here. So, by the way, Fate Materials 13 is coming soon to all the Avalon the Fake. Yeah, thankfully I haven't set a precedent of going through the translated materials with Seki. Otherwise, that would extend things even more. That said, I probably should comb the wiki again before doing Avalon the Fae, just to be sure, because there probably will be something new there. Okay. Get some sea stars going. See, now I know what you said with KOTR lore, but for some reason when I read that, I read Knights of the Old Republic and not Knights of the Round. Woof. Yeah, I could see why materials releases would probably be fun for if you do editing and adding stuff on the wiki. Are any of my skills a battery yet? I know I'm like jacking up my Nope. Ah well. This actually probably will kill though. I actually really like MMO gameplay, but that's just because I haven't played an MMO itself, though, so maybe a real MMO would be a little grindy for me. But I like the general setup of MMO gameplay, like your Final Fantasy XIV stocks. I have seen it, like, and Xenoblade is often touted as, like, the original one is closer to an MMO than some of the later ones in terms of gameplay. I do want to try an MMO one of these days, like the proper MMO gameplay. Planet Mission. SARS. I actually haven't played, so I haven't played the Old Republic MMO, partly because by the time I really started playing games like that on my own, it was already kind of drying up after the Disney Star Wars acquisition. Like, I know they still get new content every once in a while, but you can tell that the community just isn't there as much as it used to be. Especially when you just have something like FF14 Realm Reborn. I've been much more interested to try that one out. Yeah, decently strong and computer does not match my current setup. That's right. I don't have that anymore. Well, that was a waste. Okay. I should be fine though, I think. Maybe? No, I won't be fine. I don't think I can go for another round. We might eventually go into our opinion on greater detail, but no, Reacts isn't recorded mostly for copyright reasons, but also just because Seki's in Europe. So we didn't have any real opportunity to record anything. Not if we wanted to do stuff anytime in the near future. I'd love to one of these days have Seki go through and do an analysis video on the FGO Memorial movie, but we kind of need to do the Qin Huang reacts before we can do that. I don't remember where that is, but it's not in the immediate future, so its relevance will probably be long gone by the time we get around to it. So it probably just won't end up happening. Yeah, Vorn's reaction to the memorial would be about as useful as Asmongold's reaction, and except for the parts of Saber and Iskandar. He hasn't even seen like most of those servants in campaign yet, or he doesn't have a crazy great frame of reference for them. I didn't mind it because the memorial video doesn't like nothing with Qin Huang is spoilers, and Seki already knows what Jean looks like. That is kind of... Jean is, like, one of the bigger faces of FGO, so there was no real getting away from that. She's kind of already spoiled for Jean and Jalter. When we eventually do that reacts, the big surprise is going to be Jean d'Arc, Santa Alter, Lily. And probably Summer Jean's proclivity to brainwashing. And yes, Seki's favorite parts were the Iskandar parts. On You Know Who. I actually don't know who in the video. If you're thinking maybe Qin Huang, maybe because Seki's not in chat right now. Jean, she already knows. Maybe Qin Huang. Yeah, I don't really know. Outside of Qin Huang, none of the big servants that appeared in that video, I think, are that big a spoiler for Seki. Your big sister is innocent. Who's your big sister that you're talking about? Who did I mention? Oof. Oof, I feel like I might have, I don't know who I was talking about. Oh wait, nope. We're gonna... Actually, this feels like a boss. So we're gonna set up to loop with Kintogi. Kintogi. Oh, yes. Oh yeah, that's right, Reese. I forgot that they gave the fucking shark a character arc throughout the summers. Because that shark's been around since Jean was introduced, wasn't? No, Reese was introduced in summer too. Jean is so fucking wild in FGO. Like the summer Jean. I mean, if she was looking for it, she might recognize it. Because it is a distinct art style, but I don't think she was looking for it. So yeah, no, I don't think Qin Huang was spoiled for her there. That's right. Yeah, Reese XP. Okay, I need to be approaching the end here, I think. There ain't that much left. I think generally they were avoiding or they didn't really do any of the Guda Gudas for the memorial video. It would have been cool to see Himiko in the memorial video, but that's just me speaking as a Himiko fan. Yes, Reese will definitely be in the Jean video. Seki's gone right now, so I'll say right now, as a follow-up from the stream, because I did discuss this while Seki was away in the stream, I did manage to talk Seki into combining, just randomly combining Spartacus, or not Spartacus, but William Tell and Columbus for no other reason than, well, Spartacus is before that, but for no other reason than to pay off the Shining gag from Summer 5. Yes, actually, when I do eventually do Qin Huang, I was already planning on showing the proper human history, because I believe we do have art for proper human history Qin Huang. Oh, I just don't have a lantern. Okay. Gotta clear the actual story fight. Yeah, we'll do a Tonalico run. Just because it's getting towards the end of the night. I'm tired. I want to get through this. Well, actually, should I be doing that? Nah, I should be keeping the... Much as I want to include the... get the slightly better damage out of the other CE. I think for this, because I don't have the backline, I need to do this. We do see Okita and Nobu in the montage when they're doing all of the servants. I think we specifically see Summer Okita when all the servants are being summoned towards the end. That part has Guda Guda servants. Actually, that part has Musashi in it, too. Look. The only thing that I was using here. Weaker. Bullshit, I think. Bullshit. Alright, how much weaker am I? Yes, do some damage to me. I actually appreciate taking damage. Awesome, a lot of damage buffs. We're gonna proc that. Actually, we'll go ahead and drop some CEs as well. And I think that's a lower defense, too. Yeah. This should let me kill. Let me think here. Yes, Jean. We do have a Jean vid on the calendar, and assuming I actually play through Samurai Remnant quickly, it should be. We shouldn't be recording it too We should be recording it after I've already had the chance to see Jean d'Arc alter Lancer. Of course, there's always just wiki warrioring it, which I do have to do every once in a while, but... I should have Lancers, actually, so... Do this, but I'm going to probably switch to a different... Do I have a Lancer leveled? Surprisingly, no. My only leveled Lancer is Kyuu. I should get on it. I actually have Lancers that can be leveled, too. Should probably level at least Vlad, if not Percival, there. We'll do Coulter. Because I already have the Buster thing going. Oh, perfect. Not apply any. Nope. Fuck you. Okay, I'll do that. Well, that was intentional, but I don't really need it. Jack up the attack. Because why the hell not? Video was released internationally. Makes me wonder how every non-JP server will cover the 8th anniversary when they catch up. And it'll be interesting, because NA normally does release the anniversary videos during their anniversary. They won't have that this when they get around to 8th anniversary. Maybe we'll get something unique commissioned. Maybe not a full anniversary, but maybe a, I don't know, or an anniversary video, but they could do something unique. It's not like they have to have the anniversary video at the NA anniversary. Most people have already watched it on YouTube there. They could... It doesn't seem like it's that important to have it. Oh, that would be nice to put on Makusta. Inflict poison on hit from card. Then again, she already does that with a skill, but that would give me another avenue of that. I don't know if it stacks, though. Like, if I hit twice. I'd have to look into that. Maybe I won't do that. And there we go. We made it all the way to floor 3 of 5, I think. Ugh. It's going to be a while before... Floor 3 is going to be pretty... Looks pretty big, too. Alright. Well... I think that's about as much as I was going to be able to get done today. So let me... How many quartz I got? 116... I also have a lot of tickets, so... Let's do this. Because NP2 Tonalico would actually be pretty nice. I'm just going to finish off my my single pulls for the Tonalico here. Until I get the double pull. Just for fun. Keep the stream going a little bit longer. It also gives me an excuse to pull for more... chances at CEs, because I do actually need to build up my CE stock. I don't even have any copies of Volgum Hydrum, which makes things a little rough. Really like that artwork. Even though I think I have that fully limit broken. I don't know that NA will. I feel like they'd have already discussed. I can see them moving things around a bit to maybe make things feel a little bit less empty, but I don't... Because there was some of it next year that was the result of delays. But I don't really have confidence we're going to push that much. I am saving for summer, but I've always been a little lackadaisical about tickets. I'm not rolling completely for Tonalico here. I'm going to stop once I get the double spin. Just kind of as a fun thing. I already got MP1 copy of her, but never know. Something might get me on stream here. That said, it's looking pretty nothing right now. And I wouldn't expect much, because this would be the same roll I got the first Tonalico in. Like the same 10 sets. It'd be the equivalent of getting 2 5-stars in one 10 roll. Besides, when I'm not going to hit pity anyways, my philosophy with 5-stars is if I don't get the 5-star on the banner that I got baited by, and I don't get it in the banner that I was aiming for, well, I wasn't going to get it anyways, so who cares? Now, if I get Tonalico in this last roll here, and I don't get Oberon when I go for him when he comes around in summer, then that's my fault. Then I can feel angry at myself for my stupid rolling habits. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to be trying to catch up for NA. There doesn't seem to be much value in it other than the community not having to wait as long for story, which I don't think they care about as much. Not as much as the community does. Watch, this is Tonalico and I get mad at myself later. Nope. It's probably a, yep. Alright, and that's all for today. We'll go ahead and stop there. No extra quartz. Leave the tickets as they are. And that'll be it. Let me see here. Well, let me trade this in. I got any last announcements for this week? I think we just finished Tsukihime. So, do you love your mother and her 2-hit multi-target attack? Reacts tomorrow. I already said that in the community post. Is there anything? I guess, yeah, no, not really. Next week, probably expect us to, instead of jumping back into Oku, we'll probably jump into Olympus just because I should be there by next week. But on the off chance that I'm not, we'll go back and do some more Oku. They could try to add content to translate ahead of time, but it just doesn't... Any content you move around is going to create another dry spot and another thing. So the only thing they can really do is move content around to limit, like, not get rid of it, but to break up some of the dead time more. And keeping in mind, while it seemed dead from the NA perspective, or from an English player's perspective on JP who can't understand Japanese, you did have a lot of campaigns in Japan where there was some fun stuff where you got to see voiced versions of cutscenes and stories and refight boss fights that broke up the year, and it was there consistently. It's not like everything was constantly dead. It just wasn't as active event-wise, or content that was at all appreciable by anyone who doesn't speak Japanese or read Japanese. So it probably won't be too bad next year. And I kind of do appreciate having dead time. It's nice to be able to play other games, or being able to focus on both servers. I forget to tell Seki about the consultation room. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's sick. Oh boy. Alright, well, I think that's all for today. So, I guess you guys will be seeing me tomorrow on a Reacts, and I will be seeing you all next week, most likely. Next Tuesday, if I'm not busy. Well, bye-bye.